Listen in.
Here, not only in San Francisco, but the state of California, as we look forward to moving beyond the blueprint tomorrow, formally and officially here in the state of California. And we are able to announce that and achieve that because of all of you, because of the incredible work of 40 million Californians strong, because of your resilience, because of your faith to not only keep yourself safe, your family safe, but the work you did on behalf of your community, county, regions, this state, and the contributions we've made all across the rest of the nation. California was the first state to move forward with the stay-at-home order, and I thought it very interesting that Assembly Member highlighted the fact that California's economy outperformed other states because of those health policies. And the important point that Assemblyman Chu was making, I think, needs to be highlighted over and over and over again. Florida actually had worse economic outcome over the course of the last year than the state of California. So did Texas. The economy in the state of California did not contract as much as those states, and we had better health outcomes. It was because of the health first focus that this state is not poised to recover. It's poised, as was noted, to come roaring back. And don't take my word for it. Just look at the data. Look at the facts. 38% of America's jobs came out of the state of California last month. 41% of America's jobs came out of the state of California in February. A record budget surplus, arguably now north of $80 billion, that will allow us to make the kinds of investments that were being highlighted just a moment ago in terms of infrastructure here at the port, to invest in our human infrastructure, in our K-12 education system, to address the pre-existing conditions in this state, affordability, housing, and yes, homelessness. Record investments we'll be making in those spaces. But we're here primarily because California has excelled in another category, and that's vaccinations. And I just want to thank everybody that's taken the time to take that life-saving vaccination. We have now administered over 72% of Californians 18 and older have received at least one dose of vaccine, 72% of Californians. That's among the highest rates of vaccination in the United States of America. We achieved the 70% goal over 1 month before the stated goal of July 4th that President Biden has announced. 40.4 million doses of vaccines have been administered here in the state of California. And just a few weeks ago, we launched an incentive program in order to continue that work. We started to see a decline in first doses. We started to see a decline all across the United States, not just here in the state of California. Mindful of that, we decided to move forward with the incredible support of the Senator and the Assembly member, their leadership, to invest over $100 million in incentives to encourage people to get vaccinated. We have seen week over week, though tomorrow we're going to get the new numbers, and I think they're arguably more favorable, but week over week, 13.8%, a 14% increase in administered doses since we initiated the vaccination incentives. We have seen over a 22% increase in reported cases, and that differentiation is really just a data collection differentiation. The point being, we are confident these vaccines incentives have worked, and that's why we want to continue in that spirit. And I'll announce here in just a brief moment some of the new incentives that we will be advancing here today. But I want to highlight some of the current incentives, and I want to highlight what we're doing briefly tomorrow. Tomorrow, 10 individuals in the state of California, 22 million eligible Californians, 10 individuals will receive $1.5 million each. Those that have been vaccinated with at least one dose are eligible. You're still eligible if you get vaccinated today. We encourage folks that are on the fence. Tomorrow, you have an equal chance with those others to receive a call from the Department of Public Health and receive $1.5 million. 10 individuals tomorrow morning will have that opportunity. Just last week on Friday, we drew 15 names. 11 of them have been contacted. They've each received $50,000. We highlighted one young lady under the age of 18. Not only did she receive $50,000, but she received the confidence and security that she can fulfill her dream of actually going to college. And her mind now has been stretched, and so has her family's, because she had the courage to bring her family a few months ago to get vaccinated. And for that, she was rewarded through this random draw with $50,000. 30 individuals have been pulled and are receiving $50,000 checks as part of our incentive package. In addition to all of that, you receive $50. Anybody that gets vaccinated will get a $50 gift card, not in the mail, but on your email or on a text message. And we want to encourage folks to at least take advantage of that. That's dollars in your pocket, no matter what, but again, with the chance to get the $1.5 million as we do the draw tomorrow. But here, just briefly, I'll close, we're highlighting, and the reason Caroline's here and reason Joe D'Alessandro, the San Francisco Convention Visitors Bureau, is here is because they worked hard over the course of the last number of months to create a series of packages. We are announcing today 6 Dream Vacation packages to continue the incentive program beyond tomorrow. We'll be doing a drawing on July 1st for these 6 Dream Vacation packages, one here in San Francisco, a couple down in San Diego, one in Anaheim/Orange County. Of course, Los Angeles will also be providing one of these packages, and you can't think of California without thinking about the Ritz-Carlton down in Palm Springs. At least I'm told the Ritz-Carlton down in Palm Springs is spectacular. Now, that said, I want to thank all of our partners, not only at Visit California, but all our hospitality partners that are providing these Dream Vacations, and they are offsetting the cost associated with that. The state is going to provide an additional $2,000 for travel, so your travel's covered. But these are packages that include, and I don't want to hear boos, I know where I am in San Francisco, but floor seats at a Lakers game. That include, as an example, Disneyland, Legoland, SeaWorld, opportunities not just only to stay at that Ritz-Carlton down in Palm Springs, but opportunity to stay at hotels up here, and Symphony down south, a series of spectacular items and packages and experiences, including culinary experiences that really highlight the best of California. Because with all due respect, eat your heart out the rest of the United States. There's no state in America that has more in terms of experiences, more in terms of its culinary options than the great state of California. And so we're really proud of the resources we have, human resources, the physical attributes, not least of which the Golden Gate Bridge that was behind me a moment ago. We want to highlight all of that and remind people of the opportunity with California reopening tomorrow. No more physical distancing requirements, no more caps on occupancy, moving beyond the blueprint, aligning with the CDC on masks mandates. That all goes into effect midnight tonight in the state of California. So with that, we are happy to answer any questions. And as I said, I want to just thank all Californians out there. It's been a tough and challenging year. The fear, anxiety that all of you have worked through is not lost on any of us. And we recognize, as Carolyn said, our responsibility, not just to be here today and tomorrow, but as we fully recover as a state, mindful about the disparities that persist in this state, mindful of our responsibility to support our small businesses and get our hospitality and tourism industry back on its feet. With that, happy to answer questions.
Hey, Governor, I'm Cornell from ABC 7 News. Just a quick question about masking. After tomorrow, we got some clarification from Cal OSHA on Friday, but still some lingering questions about the workplace. And what will happen between tomorrow and the end of the month when Cal OSHA is supposed to adopt these new rules? Should people still continue to wear masks at work?
Look, if they adopt the guidelines they published Friday, the answer is no, and we'll codify that with an executive order to make that clear on the 17th. So that should clear up any ambiguity. If they take the action that was highlighted on Friday, the published action, then we'll move forward as it relates to the ALJ process and that rulemaking gap between any action on the 17th and the 28th with an executive order that clarifies that. And we'll be consistent with the CDC guidelines.
Good morning, Governor. Greg Thomas with the San Francisco Chronicle. With everybody traveling around maskless soon, is the state getting any closer to developing the framework for some kind of a vaccination verification system, similar to what they have in New York, for example?
We'll be doing something that provides you the opportunity, and we'll announce this later this week, to have an electronic version of your paper version of vaccination. It's not a passport, it's not a requirement, it's just the ability now to have an electronic version of that paper version. And so you'll hear more about that in the next couple of days.
Hey, Governor, Scott Schaefer from KQED. Question about people who are not vaccinated. Will they be expected to voluntarily disclose that they, in fact, have not been vaccinated? Will there be a burden on businesses to verify that? And can we trust people who are not vaccinated to tell the truth?
It's a self-attestation, and as it relates to all self-attestations, you gotta believe people's veracity. But that's, at the end of the day, that will be the process we hope is adopted formally on the 17th by OSHA. OSHA will discuss that in open session on the 17th in more specificity and more detail. But that self-attestation is what was advertised, at least made public as it relates to the rulemaking on Friday. Look, I want to encourage people, and I think this question highlights the importance of the ongoing work. We're not done. This is not spiking the football tomorrow. It's not mission accomplished tomorrow. This virus is not going away tomorrow. This pandemic's not behind us tomorrow. We're very mindful that already in 2021, globally, more people have lost their lives to COVID than the entire year, 2020. We're very mindful, as was noted just a moment ago, of all the variants, not least of which our own West Coast variants, of which there are two, and the majority of variants we're seeing now across the country, particularly the B117, the UK variant. UK variant in the state of California is not yet a majority of those that we are sequencing. The West Coast continues to be, but again, we're mindful of that, mindful of the W mutation coming out of India, mindful of the summer months, mindful of those states that do not have vaccination rates nearly as high as our state, mindful that we are one large state. There are places like Lassen County that have, last I looked, about 26% of their population in that county vaccinated. You're over 80% here in San Francisco, 88+% in Marin, 83+% in San Diego. So that differentiation regionally, globally, variance, that's why we want to continue the incentives. That's why we are announcing the incentive draw on July 1st here for these vacations. We said that those $50 cards would continue as supplies last, 2 million cards in total. We are pleased that Taco Bell, Chipotle have also done incentives starting tomorrow. Those very addictive Dorito tacos, for example, you can get one free if you're vaccinated starting tomorrow. Maybe that's the incentive you need. Others, like the Warriors and the Clippers, are doing discounts at the Chase Center starting tomorrow through the 25th. You get 20% off of all Warriors merchandise. So we're aligning with the CDC. We have some workplace issues as it relates to self-attestation we have to work through. People, we hope, will be honest about that. And we are consistent with the CDC as it relates to a process where people, we recommend, consistent with the CDC, if you haven't been vaccinated and you're in public or you're in a large indoor setting, we encourage mask wearing. And that's the CDC framework. But again, it's on the basis of trust, and that's the system that is in place nationally. It's a system being placed in the state of California.
If I could just ask a quick follow-up on the mask. Will businesses still be required to provide N95 masks? And will there still be inconsistencies for, say, wait staff having to wear masks inside but not outside? That's
well, businesses will have a lot of freedom and choice as it relates to the masking. The state of California is going to provide those masks for those individuals that self-attest as not being vaccinated. So the state is going to provide those masks, large quantity of those masks up and down the spectrum. Businesses can continue to make choices for themselves, what works for your business. We're not going to mandate, there's no mandated passports, but businesses can require verification. Businesses can require mask wearing. Businesses have the freedom of choice across the spectrum. So you're going to be in a scenario where a lot of people are going to be wearing masks because they choose to wear masks, because businesses make requirements as it relates to masking. So this is not, we're not where we all want to be, which is this pandemic completely extinguished. We're just at a point with vaccination rates this low and case rates this low. And by the way, California has the third lowest positivity rate in America and among the lowest case rates in America, that we're in a position to move beyond the blueprint tomorrow. With that, I will take, you guys have any more to say? I'm going to leave. These guys are busy. I want to just personally thank the senator and the assembly member for their incredible leadership and stewardship. They've done just a magnificent job, not only on behalf of folks here in the city and county of San Francisco, but their leadership and example all across the rest of the state, and as I said, across the nation, is notable. So thank you, Senator. Thank you, Assembly Member, for all your extraordinary work this last year. I mean it. And to Carolyn, again, no one does it better than Visit California. And if you don't believe me, go online. Take a look at all these ads. We're really proud, and I appreciate the Assembly Member highlighting the $95 million we're investing in this new ad campaign. It makes you feel good because you just reminded how spectacular a state this is and what it's all about families, it's about dreams, it's about magical moments, and it's about experiences. And that's what they sell. And that's what the hospitality industry does every single day. And to Elaine and the team here at the port, it is good to be here. We aren't the only people that suffered through a pandemic in this building. 1918 and 19, there were probably some assembly members and mayors standing right here as well. And so, as we know, the state recovered, the city recovered, and we will again. The best truly is yet to come. Thank you all very, very much.
Governor Newsom announced some interesting new incentives for vaccinated individuals. First and foremost, 72% of Californians have received at least one dose of a COVID-19 vaccine. He also said 40.4 million doses have been administered. Just a few weeks ago, of course, that incentive program was launched to try and get more people vaccinated. The state has now seen about a 13 to 14% increase in vaccinations since those incentives were announced. So a success there. Tomorrow, 10 vaccinated people will receive $1.5 million each. That's part of that incentive program. Again, you have to be vaccinated to be a part of that pool of people that may win $1.5 million. But that drawing is tomorrow on, of course, the day that the state reopens. The state also is going to be offering travel dream vacation packages. That's the new incentive that the governor just announced. Basically, these dream packages will send you to different parts of the state, Palm Springs, that sort of thing. 6 winners will receive those packages. That drawing is going to be July 1st. So if you're interested in that, of course, the governor and the rest of the state is encouraging you to get vaccinated, to get yourself in the running for that. So yeah, just the governor saying he's ready for the state to fully reopen, reminding people again, though, private businesses, of course, have the right to require you to wear a mask if need be. We're going to continue to break down all of the changes that are coming for you tomorrow. But